Hi guys. As promised, this is the second video of the week. We are going to work on factoring trinomials in the form of ax squared plus bx plus c. Previously, we had factored trinomials that had the number 1 in front of x squared. But now we're going to factor trinomials such as 3x squared plus bx plus c. So we're going to put a number in place of a instead of 1. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to teach you a method called the slip and slide. So I'm just going to read you these first 4 steps, and you're going to have to go back and read these several times, and we're going to do 4 examples so you can compare your answers, your problems with the examples. Think of them as model problems like we talk about in class. And on the second page, you'll see I assigned, where it says you try, I assigned 5 problems. So let's take care of this page. And if you feel like you need more practice, this is a great warm-up just to practice factoring. And just so you know, numbers 3 and 4, they have GCF. So if you want to do that, if you feel like you need more practice, you can do those as well. But let's work on factoring trinomials using the slip and slide method. So first of all, what we do with slip and slide is we take the number before the quadratic or the squared term and we slide it over to the last number in our trinomial, and we multiply those numbers together. Sounds kind of crazy, but it works. So when we do that, we end up with x squared plus 5x plus 6. So again, we took the number before the x squared and multiplied it by the last number and wrote it down here. Okay, so now I have a new trinomial. Now I'm going to factor this trinomial. So factors of 6 that add up to 5. That looks like a plus 2 and a plus 3. Okay, so I just did step 1. I just did step 2. I factored the new basic trinomial. And now here's the part that makes all the difference in the world. We need to now take this number 2, one that we slid over because we changed our problem when we did that. So we need to take this number and we need to divide our factors by that number. Okay, so I took 2 and I slid it over to make 6. Then I need to divide both sides by 2. And then this is how I write my final answer. My first binomial is x plus, what's 2 over 2? It's 1. So x plus 1 is one factor. Now my second factor, I can't write x plus 3 halves. I'm not allowed to. But what I can do is I can multiply by 2. So I can do this. 2x plus 3. And that is my answer. So it looks kind of kooky, but as long as you follow the process, and you remember you can use your notes, so you'll have these notes with you when you take the quiz. So again, let's just look at what we did. We took the number before the x squared, multiplied it by the last number, factored our new trinomial, and then divided by the number we slid over. This really, I think, is probably the trickiest part right here. So we're going to do some more examples right now. Okay, let's look at number 2. The number that we are going to slide over is the number 5. So we're going to take the number 5 and we're going to slide it over and multiply 6 by it. So we end up with m squared minus 17m plus 30. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2, I'm going to factor this trinomial. Factors of 30 that add up to negative 17. Let's go with 15 and 2. And they have to be negative. Okay? So I'm not quite done yet. I need to divide both sides by what number? 5. Not both sides, both factors by 5. Okay? So this right here can be simplified to 3. So I have m minus 3. 2/5, I can't simplify that, so I need to put 5 in front of the m. Think of this as a process. Okay, if you don't understand what's happening, you have to go back and re-watch until you recognize the steps in the pattern. Okay, try not to overthink it. Next problem, we have a is 6, so we're going to take 6 and we are going to slide it over to the negative 4 and multiply. So we have y squared minus 5y minus 24. Step 1. Step 2, I need to factor this trinomial. Factors of negative 24 that add to negative 5. I'm going with negative 8, positive 3. Okay. I can't stop there. I need to divide by what number? 6. Okay. So it's going to take 2 steps. So here we go. We have 8/6. Can I simplify 8/6? Yes. It's y minus 4/3. And the next one is y plus 3/6 is 1/2. Okay. Next step, I need to take this number and put it in front of the y, this number and put it in front of the y. So my final answer is 3y minus 4 times 2y plus 1. Right? Example number 4. Take the 12, slide it over to the negative 5 and multiply. So I have c squared plus 11c minus 60. Factor. Let's see. C minus 15, c plus 4. What number do I divide by? 12. I need to simplify. C minus 5/4 times c plus 1/3. I can't have fractions in my factors, so I'm going to move the 4 in front of the c and the 3 in front of the c. So I get 4c minus 5 times 3c plus 1. And it may seem like I rushed through those last 2 because I don't want this video to be too long. So you're going to need to watch it again if you got confused. Okay, so there's 4 problems, examples. On the second page of the handout, you have 5 problems to do, and do those on scrap paper. See ya.